And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the room, saying select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, y'all, and welcome to episode 41 of the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. This is going to be the AK episode.
Alvin Kamara, definitely.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, Roman Harper.
Who else, Clay?
Clay, go ahead. For those of y'all that couldn't understand that was Dirk.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki, yeah. Not Darren Sharper.
Not Darren Sharper.
That's next episode.
Roman Harper. Right?
Roman Harper, yeah.
One name only, and then we'd be quiet.
Oh, wow.
I completely agree.
I think there's something we got to say right quick before we start this. It is 9/11 today.
Yes.
And it's 21 years since that happened. It don't seem like it's been that long.
No,
I mean, for
not.
those that remember that, some of y'all was like really young, but
I vaguely remember it.
I mean, I remember being at work, everybody standing around the TVs. It was crazy.
Clay, were you alive for 9/11? He'd been one.
I was a year and a month. So practically no.
I was at the junior high school.
I was at the junior. Well, me and Bill remember.
I was in Shreveport taking a computer course, and they said that the president was going to be landing at Barksdale.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in Shreveport anymore.
They sat him down. They sat him down in Barksdale.
Wow.
Yep.
But that's something, everybody says never forget, but that is something I will never forget. I mean, it was probably the craziest day I can ever remember. Everybody just quit what they're doing and started staring at the TV. And I just wanted to say that before we started because that's a really big deal.
Yeah.
And fun fact about that, me and Clay actually have a cousin through my dad's side. 'Cause my dad's father, our grandfather, is from New York. And one of his nephews, which was my dad's first cousin, worked in the Twin Towers, whichever tower got hit first.
Make it out?
And he had made it out, yeah. He was running across like the Brooklyn Bridge and all that stuff.
It's crazy.
The day of, yep.
We lost a lot of people on that day.
Yep.
And one thing I read this morning, or this afternoon, I guess, a former MLB pitcher. I just put it up on the screen. Yeah. He died in a crash going to the 9/11 memorial thing that they were having today.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I don't think
37 years old, man. That's young.
Yeah, I think he pitched 6 years. They say something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember him a whole lot, but I recognize the name for sure.
Former Braves there.
Yeah.
So let's talk a guy that was playing ball at that time, and Albert Pujols.
Yes.
Yep.
So we need to mention his home run chase that he's got going.
And he'd probably been playing 20 years by that point.
Yeah.
We'll talk MLB rule changes. Then we'll hit up UFC 279, which was a fiasco. We got to talk about it. College football, a weekend that I thought was going to be poo-poo. When I looked at it on paper, I was like, well, at least college football will be uneventful and we can spend most of our time on the NFL.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. And then we can talk the top 25 shakeups. I haven't even looked at the rankings. Frankly, I've been all focused on
There's some interesting stuff.
Yes, definitely, because we had so many upsets. So, Clay, let's talk Albert Pujols.
Yeah, he did it. Another one. Has he hit 2 since the last 5?
I think so.
He has.
He was in the starting lineup today, right? Playing first base. Is that what I saw?
I don't really know.
I think so.
But he this home run was actually a clutch homer in the top of the 9th, I think it was,
He's very
against
clutch.
Pittsburgh. And something cool about him, the fan that called it, of course, said, I'm going to hold it and I want to meet Albert. That's what you need to do. I don't blame him. So they go down below or whatever, go up to Albert, and the guy and woman that called it, it was his wife's 1-year anniversary of her father dying today. Wow. And Albert said, keep the ball. I'll give you 2 more that I'll sign for you as well. Do whatever you need to do with that other ball.
What a G.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
What a G.
And it's not like this was like home run number 695 or 696. Like he just officially became number
4 all time.
4 all time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's crazy.
Past A-Rod.
Which we're all thankful for.
Yes.
But
yeah, that's one of the things I was gonna say is that all these homers, they're not just like random 8-run games and he's just getting out there and getting a pinch hit homer. It's like yesterday, I think it was a 5-5 game and he put them ahead or something. Tonight it was 1-0. They were losing in the ninth. He hits a homer to put them to tie the game. I think they ended up winning. Like he's hitting the homers when they need them.
He's contributing.
Pretty cool.
He's contributing on one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, it's insane. It is.
And like he did last year with the Dodgers. I mean, he was a role player, and he came in and he was tough.
He came into Atlanta and
yes.
And Tyler Matzik set him down.
Yes, he did.
And then he set down 2 more.
And he gave one of the most awesome fist pumps of all time. But yeah, Albert Pujols, I'm starting to get a little bit more optimistic with him hitting 700 now because he's kind of ahead of the pace, I guess you can say now, recently.
So how many games you got left?
22.
22?
22.
Yeah. He needs 3. That's one
so
every.
You're telling me there's a chance.
One a week, man.
One a week?
Yeah. 1 a week. I mean,
right.
That son going to be playing every game.
You got to play him. You got to play him at this point.
You got
Pittsburgh, it's on you. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
You better be throwing
St.
cheese
Louis
at the end of the
got.
game.
Are they pretty much?
They've just about secured a playoff spot, but
Yeah.
they're still trying to fight for the division and keep the division because
They're 8 up on the division.
they are now. All right, so never mind. They're probably good then.
They're
probably good. That'd be hard.
Well, play Pujols then. Just go ahead and play.
Play.
We've been talking for a month on this podcast about the schedule against Pittsburgh, and today and yesterday was against Pittsburgh. So when he hits that 6 or 7 game stretch, I think at the end of the year against them, that's when he hopefully will either have it by then or hit it then.
Like play,
I think he'll do it.
bat him lead off.
Well, it ain't like you're just putting somebody in there. I mean, he's actually playing good. So
yeah, his batting average is horrible, but he's still
17
hitting
home
the ball
runs on
hard.
the year.
Yeah, at the age of what, 42, 43?
Dude,
that's crazy.
You'd think he misses the Angels?
Well,
no.
Allegedly 42 or 43.
Allegedly, that is true.
You know,
we have no idea how old he is, do we, Josh?
They're saying he could be as old as 48, and yeah, because they changed the age when they're over in the Dominican to make them
to look more valuable.
Make them look more valuable.
Nobody wants a prospect at
24,
19 or 20.
Yeah.
They want at 16.
Exactly.
and people say that's
just conspiracy. But that is a talk out there. But that just makes it even crazier.
Exactly. He could be almost 50 years old right now.
It's a chance. Let's talk these rule changes that I don't understand.
Man, some of these rule changes that just got voted on the other day are going to change baseball for the better, in my opinion. Most of them are.
Amen.
Change it back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, like Ken Rosenthal said to either day or yesterday, he said MLB is taking a step back to take a step forward. And some of the big things that they're doing, they're implementing a pitch clock.
Love it.
Pitchers will have 15 seconds to throw a pitch if there's nobody on base, but they'll only have 20 seconds if there is a runner on base. And they're also, this one kind of slipped by. This one like part of the main headlines of it. You're only allowed to pick off a guy or try and pick off a guy twice.
I don't
really.
But they have they're listen to this. I kind of am okay with it now. Still not a huge fan of it, but so you're allowed to try. So let's say Michael Harris is on first base, fast as all get out. They're gonna know he's gonna try probably steal a base more often than not. They try to pick him off twice over there at first base. Harris, right now, what would you think he would do? Get a huge lead, right? Mm-hmm. If the pitcher tries to pick him off again and is successful, it's okay. He is out. But if he tries to pick him off and he is safe, it then becomes a balk, and then the runner moves up a base.
Still advantage runner on that, though.
But I don't know, man.
We need that.
If that runner gets like a 15-foot lead, that's pretty much a guaranteed pickoff. If that pitcher has any capability.
You can do a third pickoff, but it has.
It's all or nothing. Yes, it's all or nothing. Yeah.
I like that.
But no, this is my question, and I haven't found an answer for it anywhere. So let's say Mike Harris, he gets a big lead. They throw over there, and he breaks for second base. He gets caught up in a rundown and gets safe at second base.
It starts over. I think.
But no. What about the failed pickoff attempt? That's a failed pickoff attempt. So is there a balk now and he goes to third base? That's what I want to know.
Is it a failed pickoff attempt?
That's not considered a stolen base if he makes it to second.
He tried to pick him off.
Well, and
he was unsuccessful.
Are you saying if he gets the second, or are you saying if it's a back and forth, but he actually goes back to first?
Yeah, like he gets caught up in a rundown, but he makes it to second base. That is a failed pickoff attempt.
Or what if he gets caught up in a rundown and makes it back to first success?
That's the one I was thinking about.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't like it. I think you throw at him.
We don't know right there.
I understand them trying to speed up the game, but
they're trying to get more runs.
This one doesn't feel as
they're trying to get more offense
necessary. I don't know what the the benefit is.
Coming from a guy that doesn't watch MLB as much as like a chance to play does. There's
see
nothing more aggravating than I flip a game on and we done thrown to the guy 7 times over there, and he's literally in the same spot every time off the base. Like that. All that is just a mind game. They're just trying to, back and there's no intent to try to get him out at that point.
So what's your strategy as a pitcher? You got a runner on first who's a guy that's going to steal a bag. You throw at him one time and then just keep him guessing after that and kind of hold that other second pick off in your bag.
Yeah, I mean it's
I think you throw at him once and then just keep, like somebody said on I actually listened to my Braves podcast the other day because of these rule changes, and Eric O'Flaherty, a former reliever for the Braves, he said what at that point is really going to force the pitcher to start either slide stepping or varying how long he holds the ball before he actually lifts up his leg. Like one time he might go 2 seconds and picks it up, then the next time he might go 6 seconds.
And I would think if they wanted more runs, they'd quit messing with the baseball.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I think they're juicing Pujols ball still. That's just me.
I'm here for it.
I'm fine with it.
I'm good. I wish they would quit deadening the balls, though. It's terrible.
Yeah, and another thing that I listened to, another one of the big rule changes is they're getting rid of the shift. You have to have 2 guys on either side of second base. You can put them wherever you want on second base, but they have to be in the dirt and on one of the sides, Eric O'Flaherty, yet again, he said that he thinks this is going to improve balls being put in play. Because if you think about it, Matt Olson for the Braves, big-time power hitter. He's a left-handed bat. He loves to pull the ball, right? They're overloading the right side of the infield. They have 4 guys over there. And the sweet spot for the line drive to right field, there's a guy there that's supposed to drop like directly in between the two. He said that he thinks that with them like eliminating the shift now, it's going to encourage these guys to stop trying to hit so many home runs. Instead of trying to do like the 3 outcomes of home run, strikeout, or walk, they're going to look at it as they're going to try and get base hits more now because they'll be able to because there's not as much.
Why?
There's going to be more grass.
What I don't understand is in the shift why more batters don't try to go oppo. Is it that batters just can't
102 mile an hour cutter? You can't just say I'm gonna wait back and guide it over there.
Yeah,
everybody's not Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
And you see that, especially like Matt Olson. We've been spoiled as Braves fans, like seeing, they're shifting Freddie. That's a waste of time because he can go oppo with the best of them. Everybody's not like that, because it's so hard to hit a big league pitch now, really.
Yeah. Well, that's the one I like more than any of them is getting rid of the shift. I hate the shift.
I hate
You'll see somebody hit a freaking bullet right up the middle, and there'll be a guy standing right behind second base and never moves.
If you're Austin Riley, you're probably cool with that because you're tired of looking.
Dude, he's exhausted. He's exhausted. And now I did hear what about if the second baseman right there, somebody's facing Matt Olson, right when the pitch happens? Who's to say he's not just going to sprint back there to that spot in right field? You can. That's fine.
Are they going to give them you got this much space, and if you get out of that space, is it like some type of penalty or something?
Well, I think from everything I've understood, everything's free game after the pitch has been thrown.
You just got to be fast.
You got to be very fast, exactly. Like you're going to have your heels on that grass right there, and you're going to turn and burn, then flip your hips and get ready.
Well, I know baseball, and they'll figure a way.
They'll figure something out, man. But I think I covered all the big ones. Pitch clock, that's supposed to be big. The minor leagues have implemented a pitch clock. for like the past 2 years now, and they have shown that since implementing the pitch clock, minor league baseball games are 40 minutes shorter than pro games.
Really?
And somebody was like, well, what about all the TV breaks MLB takes? They said, all right, so what are you adding? 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
That's like,
you're still cutting off 15 to 20 minutes.
That's like cutting the game down to 7 innings almost.
It's crazy. Yeah. So
I think they got to do something to get them faster, though. Because, man, if you start watching a game, it's
a grind.
It's a commitment.
It is.
I mean, today's Braves game probably took 4 hours. Took 4 hours, those 9 innings. Yes, it was like 8 to 7.
I love
but
Braves,
still.
but I'm watching football.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I mean, I barely even watched it today.
Yeah, I checked on the scores, but I'm watching football.
Well, not only that, you go to bed watching a game and it's in the 5th inning. You can't stay up and
no, especially when they're like the Braves are on the West Coast. They're on the West Coast road trip right now.
Yeah, you want to watch
41st pitch against the Oakland Athletics. Do you know how hard it is to stay up and watch the Oakland A's play baseball?
And it being slow on top of that, and you're
exactly.
Look, Astros in that division, so I feel that.
Yeah. With your illegal streams.
I've been watching Warriors games since 2012, so that's no.
Clay, you don't sleep though.
But basketball's different. Basketball's fast pace. I mean, baseball can get slow.
It's still 9:30 or 9:41 tips that end about midnight. So those weren't fun as a high schooler.
Clay, I would probably prefer to be on your sleep schedule where you stay up, but nursing does not allow that.
Yeah. We went out to LA a couple years ago, and Clay was like, "I'm finally on my regular sleep schedule now."
Yeah.
So what else? What else in the
I talked about the bases, talked about the shift.
Larger bases.
The larger bases. I did not talk about the larger bases.
Which is
this won't take near as long.
Did y'all see the meme with Altuve standing?
Yes. Hilarious. Hilarious. Makes it a lot easier for him to turn a double play now.
Altuve is basically my height. I can't talk.
So yeah, they're adding about 4 inches to each side of the base, from what I've gathered. So you're talking about 16 square inches, I guess you can say, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but still, think about how many bang plays happen.
Well, what is baseball called? The game of inches.
The game of inches.
So
yeah.
I mean, how many people would be safe with another inch?
Exactly.
So they're making it 4 inches wider
on each side. Yeah.
Well, so if it's 18 by 18 now, it's going to be 22 by 22.
I guess so. Yeah.
They're wanting more steals. They want you to speed the game up.
Exactly. They're wanting more action, and that's what it all comes back to. They don't want it to be just a straight up dead period all the time. You know what I'm saying?
What it's supposed to be also is like safety wise.
I don't get that.
It gives more of an area for the players to not roll their ankle trying to hit this spot or hit the other player, the first baseman's foot, something like that. Kind of gives them more leeway to not roll something or have some type of freak accident.
Well, they just need to implement the double bag at first base anyway.
I'll stop watching. Yeah. I mean that with all my heart. I would quit watching. I would quit watching baseball.
In Hunter's Orange.
Like Rich Hill got like a freaking cushion and went out to the third base and just throwing it on the ground. Like, what does it matter? The base is, you're not even able to notice it.
What's it matter to Rich Hill, who's never going to run a base again? What's it matter to him? Yeah, you're 40, you're a pitcher, so shut up.
Yeah.
Josh, get your boy.
Actually, 4 inches, though, all the way around, that's pretty good size.
It's going to be noticeable, yeah.
I don't know if 4 inches is good size, guys.
It would just look like a base.
I don't know.
We'll get used to it.
Seems kind of small.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, everybody gets used to 4 inches every now and then. So yeah, that's it for baseball.
That ain't what she said.
What do we got up next? UFC? You missed a good one, Peyton. UFC, Bill?
What's wrong with 4 inches?
UFC 279.
I'm trying to figure out.
Are we going to start this thing over again?
God bless.
UFC 279, which I guess in the last 48 hours. That whole thing
insanity
got
crazy.
Thrown on its ear.
I've never seen anything like it.
What is Dana White's blood pressure when something goes down like that?
How mad
he's
was
on steroids too, so that doesn't help.
How red does his bald head get?
Chimiev is probably going to get smacked around by Uncle Dana.
Well, and not only that, all the money you lose on pay-per-views because people are not watching it.
That's the thing. It went from me considering buying to me being like, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to drive to West Monroe.
And hold on now. I also kind of feel like as a fan, that's what you get, assholes. Excuse me.
Yeah.
For making me buy that instead of putting it on ESPN, something like that.
When you know you only had one fight that anybody gave it
right.
Everybody was tuning in for the Nate Diaz fight.
The rest of the card was crap.
You shouldn't. And hey, I mean, they make their business model's fun, obviously, but I hate pay-per-view. Hate it.
I do too. I hate it.
Fan.
And I've googled half of these fighters, and I still don't know who they are.
Like Lee Youngling is supposed to be a huge deal. I never heard of him.
Never heard of him either.
Never heard of him. He's supposed to be like one of the top.
And he was one of the big favorites. Like, and I don't even know who this is.
He was supposed to be a big deal, and I never heard of him.
Well, like
we're not average or like below average fans. Like we're pretty into this stuff. You know, for us to literally have never heard the dude's name, like, come on.
Well, Holland. And we talked about he got the shaft out of this because he was supposed to fight Tony Ferguson, who was 0-4 before his last fight.
Would have been a cakewalk for him.
He was going to win, and then he ends up having to fight Bill. What's his name?
Oh, Chimiev.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
Changa.
and get beat. Fighting one of the best fighters in the UFC right now.
Yep.
And you've been training for Ferguson, and now you got a guy that's going to take you down and roll around on the canvas and choke you out. You know, so. He got the shaft for sure.
I think I had seen somewhere though that they were going to take care of him, like with the purse and everything. You know,
well, they should.
I think
it's not his fault. He done nothing wrong.
He should want double the purse at least.
I know Chimaev or whatever. How do you say his name? Kamzat.
He should be getting half of his purse too.
He loses part of his purse from missing weight for sure.
Well, and this loss shouldn't look bad as how they see him in the UFC. You know. Even though it's going to be on his record, but I mean, he should still get another pretty good fight after losing.
You got to always remember, it's not like a scheduling league; it is a promotion league. So, what's like the number one rule in that? Don't piss off the promoters, you know. And he pissed off a lot of people yesterday because, like, not yesterday, the day before, because, like we talked about, think about how much money they probably lost. You know, yes, you still have the hardcore Nate Diaz fans. Like, all of California probably bought that card, especially around Stockton. But
209.
Yeah, the 209 or whatever it is. But
I agree.
The average,
I agree. The Russian guy should
fan,
be.
You know?
Yeah.
I need to ask a question. How? Okay, I saw all the videos of Diaz trolling the blood guy that come to drug test him. How's he smoking weed right in front of him? Is marijuana not?
They allow that now.
Well, it depends on what state you're in, ain't it? Depending on where the fight is.
I think it does.
So if you're in a state that allows it, they can't do anything to you because he's probably got a prescription for it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine sitting in that house with them?
Oh, dude.
Waiting on that blood?
And think about
hotboxing.
Yeah.
And like something that's always pissed off Nate and everything is about how many years Nick lost because of smoking weed.
His whole career, just about.
You know, he got knocked out the prime of his career.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad for anybody that can't smoke weed because of their job, because I can't smoke weed.
Well, if you can't quit long enough for a fight, you got a problem.
And Nate could, but Nick couldn't.
Nick couldn't.
You know,
I mean, he basically gave up his career to smoke,
and he came back from one last fight and got kind of embarrassed.
Yeah.
So
fought like somebody had been smoking weed for like
the last
3
5
years. Yeah.
And not caring one bit.
But Diaz took care of Ferguson, and Ferguson.
I'm surprised it took 4 rounds.
Ferguson needs to retire. I mean, he's lost 5 of his last 5 fights.
I didn't watch. Did anybody watch? Who watched the fights?
I did not.
I watched the replay. I didn't watch it.
Did he just kind of play with him the first 3 rounds?
Nate's not an amazing fighter, in my opinion. Anyway,
tough.
Nate's
going to go 4 or 5 yards. 4 or 5 rounds.
His punches don't really hurt you. It's just the volume of punches that you get.
And how he gets them.
And he has cardio.
Oh my God! I mean,
his cardio is the best in the game. Just
he does these
one of the best ever.
It is a horrible matchup. He is the Appalachian State of UFC.
And he's built so weird. Like, his arms are so long, you know, and he's real lanky.
He's got that.
And he's so unorthodox. That's the thing.
And you can't hurt him.
He's got that Tom Brady that Tom Brady NFL Combine physique.
He does.
You know,
he has no abs,
that's
no
what
muscles.
He looks like.
He's the guy at the bar that somebody picks on and then gets their butt kicked.
Yes, he just sitting there sipping his like scotch or something.
He runs.
He's like, "You really want to do this?"
Scotch.
No,
he ain't sipping scotch, but
sipping.
But like the
You're
weird.
drinking Four Loko.
He's the weird dude sitting at the end of the bar that everybody's like making fun of, like you were saying.
He's taking shots. That's
he's
what
the
he's
outsider.
Yeah, but I mean, he does marathons and Ironman races and all.
The dude's insane.
Yeah.
He is, and he's a bleeder, and that makes the fights even better. You know, because he's got all that scar tissue,
and he's gonna get hit, so he's gonna bleed.
And he don't care about getting hit. You know, he just sits there and he takes it.
I love the way he says triangle, twangle.
I bet you wouldn't say that to his face.
I know I wouldn't. No. He'd throw me down and get me in a triangle real quick.
No, thank you.
Well, it's kind of we'll have to wait to see if he can the Russian. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name.
Chimiev.
Yeah, can get back in the good graces of the
I'm eager to see that
UFC.
as well.
You know, will he have a big fight coming up? Will they make him wait? Will they put him against somebody that he won't make any money against?
Something else before we move off of him is he did not take a single strike the whole fight.
Yes.
He did not absorb a punch. He could fight tomorrow probably if he wanted to.
How long was the fight, though? It was no time.
It's like a minute and 40-something seconds. And this is also the guy that whenever, not UFC, when COVID was happening, he fought at Fight Island in Abu Dhabi twice in 2 weeks. He fought, dominated. This is whenever he was unknown. Yeah. Nobody knew who this dude was. Dominated. Flies back to Russia or whatever. Dana's like, "You want to come fight again?" Goes back down, wins again in the first round. He's crazy.
He's good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the best fighting right now.
He's one of the biggest up-and-comers, him and Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, and I can't hardly tell them apart.
You could not earlier.
So you can say that, but you couldn't say Chimiev.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. I've never watched a Chimiev fight, for all it's worth. I've seen a couple of Islam fights.
So let's move on to college football. The week that I thought was going to be boring, and
not much going on yesterday.
Horns down, baby.
What did Saban say?
Barely.
I loved it.
Yeah, he was not happy.
He was pissed.
You knew somebody was going to do that.
Oh,
and hey, when I said that I thought that Texas might give them problems, the only reason why I thought that was I was thinking the Manning family would not allow their golden grandson to go to Texas if they weren't on some kind of up-and-up trajectory.
Well,
or steroids.
People forget how great of a coach Sarkisian is.
Yeah.
You know,
if he wasn't
a drunk in USC,
USC
yeah, that's the thing. People just forget about him because it kind of had to get pushed aside and like swept under the rug for a little while. You know,
it was not pretty over there.
It was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, he had issues. He was showing up to alumni functions and was hammered
out of it.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why Nick Saban took a chance on him.
Right, absolutely.
You know,
I was working during that, 12 hours yesterday, so I was coming in and catching stuff. But what was going on with Alabama and Texas that kept that game so close?
Penalties.
Yes.
Alabama had over 100 yards of penalties.
Very undisciplined.
Yards,
but that's not normal for Bama.
But did not have one in the fourth quarter. It did not.
Hey-o.
Well, and another thing is
got on that. You know what, too.
That quarterback for Texas, whatever his name is.
Ewers.
He's out for a month and a half.
But he started out like he was playing good. If he don't get hurt, they beat Alabama. I mean, he was playing that good.
Well, hey, man, Sam Ellinger, 2019. I mean, he almost ruined our, Cinderella season right there.
Well,
from jump.
It reminds you a lot of that. Week 2 of the season, Alabama's projected to be quote unquote one of the best teams.
Alabama.
Alabama. They go to Texas, like we went to Texas, had to win one at the end, just like us. It has a lot of similarity in that, and I mean, Texas also is. They are better. You're getting a lot.
They're almost back.
They are.
There's always a joke about Texas is back. Like they look like it yesterday.
They look like they're getting the line of scrimmage on both sides built back up, and
that's coming from a guy who's not a big Texas guy. I hate Texas almost as much as Bama.
Yeah,
not as much as Ty hates Texas, undoubtedly. But I hate Texas. And
yeah.
Well, and they got one of the best running backs, Bijan Robinson. He's going to be an NFL player.
He'll be the number one running back.
He should, for sure.
Yeah, it was, and when Bryce Young needed to step up and make the plays, he made the plays, man.
He did. He is calm in the pocket.
That'll be a Heisman.
Had him dead to rights.
That play will be replayed the rest of the season.
And
kind of like when Burrows did on 3rd and 17.
Yeah.
Very similar feel about
and
that.
the DB really didn't make that bad of a tackle attempt. He didn't go high. He didn't go super low. He went right at the freaking waist, which is what you're taught.
Bryce Young just
right
did there.
so well.
Yeah.
Man.
He's just slippery, man.
And it was just best on best right there, and the best one. And
absolutely,
man,
that was. But you knew, I felt like the whole fourth quarter. I'm like,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
We know they're going to come back and win it. Yeah,
you just felt it.
It's
Texas
too
was
good to be
celebrating
true.
on the field goal. I'm like, why are y'all celebrating?
Did you
Way too
see
much time
all
left.
the security get ready for the storming of the
Yes,
field?
yes.
I was thinking that's not good.
Yeah.
That's
it's
it
not
right
happening.
there.
Yeah,
but Texas played good, and the quarterback that come in, he was limping almost the whole game. So he wasn't 100%.
They were almost on the third.
What was his name? Card.
Yeah. And you could tell though they went very vanilla with their offense though. After Ewers got out,
it's a different ball game if he don't get hurt.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk some of the upsets. I mean, that was kind of the story today. Yeah.
App State. That's not your favorite. Marshall.
Notre Dame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marshall
Shout out Conference USA.
Screw you.
Are they still in
Notre
the Conference
Dame.
USA?
That's what you deserve.
That's right.
You sit there and you dog the
Y'all
coach.
didn't even let me talk about Bama.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
Get on it, Clay.
I'm on fire for this Notre Dame game, but go ahead.
I mean,
Clay's in the airport, by the way.
Here throwing for as many yards in the first quarter that Bryce Young threw in 3 quarters. I mean, maybe y'all think he's going to be everything, but I think he's just another Bama quarterback until I'm proven wrong.
Come end of the year, between Ewers and Bryce Young, I think we'll know who will take.
Got some wheels on him.
I don't know, dude. Ewers look good, man.
Yeah.
I thought Tua was the guy too.
I never thought
Tua
was
looked
the guy.
good today.
Never. I actually said when Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence were coming out, I think Mac would be
Did y'all see Tua today?
Would be a better quarterback in the NFL than Trevor Lawrence would be. Mac's probably been, to me, one of the better ones that's come through there in a while.
Marshall's in the Sun Belt.
Yeah. Mac's the best quarterback in the NFL from Bama since Joe Namath. And that shows you everything you got to say about Alabama.
Has it really been that long?
He's not a good quarterback. He won't be. Yeah, he won't be a quarterback probably in 3 years. Patriots on a downward spiral. You saw it today; they were terrible. Tua was at least managing the game. He's nothing still. Bryce Young, is he going to be something? Probably not. He's probably going to go somewhere that's a bad team, not have anything around him, not have 5 stars at every position, and the greatest coach in college football history coaching him. And he's probably going to not be as good as he looks in college.
So you don't count your boy Jalen Hurts?
I mean, we had 3
You don't count
three
your boy
Bama
Jalen
quarterbacks
Hurts?
starting today.
Jalen
had a good.
I said,
Jalen had a
you don't
good
count
game.
your boy Jalen Hurts?
I mean, he finished off at Oklahoma, so he's not a Bama quarterback.
He won a natty for Bama.
I consider him an Alabama
I would
quarterback.
say he's a Bama quarterback.
Oh, no, didn't he get benched for Tua that year?
Yeah.
So, no, he didn't win him a natty.
I
He
mean, that's
got
why he
benched
went to
at
Oklahoma.
halftime.
That's the only reason they were there.
Oh, obviously. But he got benched in the SEC championship game that year, too.
When he went to Mobile for the Senior Bowl, there's a reason why he had Bama on one side of the helmet and Oklahoma on the other side of the helmet.
No, that's because he's a high-character guy. High character. He is. I like Jalen Hurts as a human being.
I like him as a human
He
being.
looks like a good human
He's a
being.
good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good. Nothing wrong with him.
Well, he looked great today.
Yes, he did.
I don't want him as my franchise quarterback, though.
I don't either.
I don't even know him as a human being, so y'all are just making some big assumptions. He could be a piece
You
of
gonna
crap.
take their word for it?
That's what they said about Deshaun Watson.
I was going to say he hangs out the same place Deshaun does, allegedly.
Allegedly.
With
breaking news.
Massage therapist, he's got 50 something.
He's held on to one.
He's got a
He's got a black book full of them.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Peyton, talk Notre Dame for us, man.
So you sit there and you listen to all these Notre Dame fans.
We don't need Chip.
We don't. Yeah, I mean,
Not Chip.
right,
Brian.
right.
Chip. Don't need him either.
And then you hear this clown that has a podcast up in Notre Dame called Irish Breakdown. Brian Driscoll is his name.
We need to invite him.
Is he a leprechaun?
I would love to have him home. He was actually on an LSU podcast I listened to the other day, his little freaking dumb idiot self. And he has been sitting there dogging Brian Kelly over and over again, saying that the programs are better since he's gone. Marcus Freeman's a lot better coach. He's a quote-unquote player's coach. I hate that term.
Well, Notre Dame's 0-3.
0-3.
Since he left.
His last 50 games at Notre Dame, they were 44-6.
Yeah.
And
that speaks for itself.
Freeman's the savior, right?
Yeah, oh, he's the savior.
He's the savior.
And he got handed a phenomenal program. It's not like they were any in flux. They didn't lose players. He was handed the keys, and he is 0-3.
Yep.
So, that's what you get, Notre Dame. You go get beat by something called Marshall.
A Sun Belt school.
Hey. It's the Fun Belt. It's the Fun Belt now.
$1.5 million to get
Well,
that.
speaking of the Sun Belt, what a weekend they had.
$4.175 million they won, and they won 3 games. A&M, they beat
Knocked
Nebraska,
off
and they beat
two top 25 teams.
Notre Dame, and got Nebraska's coach fired.
Yep. Which we all seen that coming.
I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I don't give a crap about them. They're
Freak
irrelevant.
no.
But if you're a Notre Dame fan, or if you're any part of the program, can you blame them for getting rid of Kelly, though? He's been there for 10 years. Yeah,
they didn't get rid of him.
They were never going to win a championship.
He left.
They didn't get rid of him.
He left them.
He never got fired.
They're the ex that's pissed off because they realize how good they had it, and they really miss them now.
But how their good of having it was making a playoff
personal
every
reflection
other year
over
for 3
here.
years and doing nothing with it and knowing I'm never going to win it all.
Hey, Clay, they haven't won it all in 30 years before Brian Kelly got there. And you know what? They ain't going to win it all whoever's there after Brian Kelly left.
Yeah, so why not try something new?
Yeah, they are. They're 0-3. They were staying relevant. You were winning 10 to 12 games a year.
They weren't losing to Marshall.
And they weren't losing to freaking Marshall.
Well, they only lost, what did you say, 4 games?
They've lost 6 games out of the last 50 games.
6 games.
44-6.
And half of them were probably like to USC.
And they've lost, and now they're 0-3. And Marcus.
So, yeah, Freeman might not be the guy, but Chip was never going to do it there either.
The problem
is you get him. It's one up away. Freeman's not going to be it. He'll be gone in a couple years.
You mean Brian Kelly?
Yeah.
The problem is not the coach at that school. It's the school itself.
It's the school.
They have
all themselves.
Yes, they have all this stuff they got to abide by. They're in freaking middle of Indiana that nobody cares about going to. They're the program that thinks they're still quote unquote like Nebraska. They still think they're not. And they have no recruiting ground around them. Matter of fact, LSU just got one of the best players in the state of Indiana in their recruiting cycle for this year. I mean, nobody. They're always what Brian Kelly had them is what they're going to be, and that's as good as
he
they're going to be.
maximized their potential.
That's exactly
every
right.
year.
That's exactly right. And he ruined. I mean, he got them where they wanted, and those fans got spoiled because they thought, well, hey, maybe we can do it again. Maybe we can. Yeah, no, you can't. That is what you are, and it's what you always will be. But hey, they got what they want. They got their boy Marcus Freeman. They're 0-3 with him,
and we got what we wanted.
A legitimate head coach. I'm good with that. Got somebody that's going to have some culture, and yeah. But no, I that was my favorite one out of any of them yesterday. Yes, I love A&M getting beat because I hate A&M just as bad as I hate Alabama. But that Notre Dame loss just made me just.
Would you say you hate Notre Dame the most out of any other school besides Bama?
Yes,
that's what I figured.
Absolutely. And I've hated them just before even the Brian Kelly stuff happened. I've always not been fans of them, but now it's even worse.
So A&M said on the last show that why do these people keep paying Appalachian State to play them?
Yeah, I agree.
Why?
They're going to quit. They're going to quit.
Yeah,
you're going to learn today.
I mean, somebody's going to learn eventually. You know.
How good is A&M's? Or I'm sorry, how good? How bad is A&M's offense?
Yeah, that's what surprised me. They held them to 14 points.
They didn't have more than 100 yards rushing or passing.
Where's Brad Johnson's kid?
I don't know why he's not playing.
Pine Pony.
You can't tell me Hate is better than Max.
He must not be.
Just because he has a quote unquote stronger arm, that's the only reason why he's in there over Max. I guarantee you, Max could win you ball games over him. Max is just a gamer. Like I mean, and he was at LSU. I mean, with all that dysfunction, with everything that
I thought he was solid.
He was solid. He kept us in games. He won us games.
Yeah.
I got
said Nuss was a gamer too.
Peyton did not say that. Peyton's not a Nuss fan. Peyton's a Walker Howard.
I listened back to that first LSU pod earlier last night. That was something, I'll tell you that.
Peyton's a Walker Howard guy.
Peyton wanted Walker Howard, Miles Brennan, or Nuss. He didn't want Daniels.
And Daniels is not going to win you nothing. Daniels is going to keep you relevant in games. Daniels is, and he's going to win ball games. He's not going to win you a ring.
Oh well, no, we don't have the roster to win a ring right now.
No. I don't even know if he'd win one if you had the roster.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that.
I really don't. Because I think Daniels is always going to fall back to his legs. I think as soon as his first one's out there, he's gone. He's running. I don't know if Daniels will ever sit there and pick and give you enough.
Go through a progression.
Yeah, to get you to where you need to go. And I like Daniels. I think he's going to be like I said the other day, he's going to be a good bridge for us. He's going to be the quarterback for the next 2 years. He's going to keep you relevant. He's going to win you 8 games, 9. He'll probably win you a game or 2 because he's going to run for 100 yards.
That right there that you just said, though, he's going to be the quarterback for the next 2 years. How many LSU people thought that before week 1? Probably less than 5%.
Not even Jordy Collada.
Yeah.
Because they kept it so secret, though. I mean,
no, Jordy said that Jaden Daniels was going to be the quarterback starting out the season. But by the time Bama week comes around, it was going to be Nuss's show.
That's exactly
what he said.
Auburn week came around.
He said Auburn?
No, Alabama, because I asked him about Alabama.
Nuss can't complete 60% of his passes.
Who's the quarterback for Alabama.
He can ride the pond as far as I'm concerned.
But people were much higher on Nuss than Daniels.
Nuss's decision-making is poo-poo.
Nuss has got a Brett Favre in him.
Everyone thought that Daniels
without
was
the
just
upside
a placeholder for Nuss to take over during the year.
Yep. And that ain't going to happen.
And now Daniels is going to be here for not only this
Nuss
year
will,
starter, but next year.
And Nuss will transfer during this offseason. Mark my words.
Oh, Nuss is gone.
We'll have no need for him after this
Nuss
year.
Nuss is gone. I want to see Daniels, though.
And how crazy is that to think of what we were talking about a month ago?
Oh, absolutely.
But
2 weeks ago.
But I'm just telling you, that little skinny son of a gun keeps running between those tackles the SEC play. He ain't gonna be playing much longer. He's better. He's not in the Pac-12. He's not in the Pac-12. Well, he didn't have to run up the middle. Run the outside. Don't run. I mean, once one possession's there, a lot of times he's tucking and running. Run the outside. Learn how to slide. Because I'm telling you, it's not the Pac-12. The linebackers, defensive linemen in the SEC are a little different. I'm worried he's not going to be able to stay healthy. But, hey, I'm for him. I mean, with that offensive line situation right now, he's your best option. I mean, he is. He's the best option as far as you. I'm a little worried, though, he's not going to stay healthy. The only quarterbacks you've ever seen in the SEC that be able to hold up running like that is Cam Newton and Tim Tebow. Other than that, most of them have stayed hurt.
They won championships.
And they won championships.
Which they're built
completely different than Daniels.
And who's to say he's not going to get down when he's supposed to get down, though? We don't know that.
I hope he is.
I mean,
he took shots at Florida State last week.
That was a different game. He was fighting. The game was close.
Yeah, I mean,
if we're being honest,
the SEC game's going to be close. I mean, he's going to be fighting.
We're not
going to blow no SEC teams out.
I don't think we're going to be in a lot of SEC games, like the bigger schools.
Not playing like we did the first week.
We're not going to be in a game with Bama.
Everybody said that last year.
We're probably not going to be in it with Florida.
Everybody said that last year.
I know, but I'm just being honest.
I know.
We've not looked good against a good competition so far this year.
Well, we've had one.
And, of course, that doesn't help that we had to play week 1 right
Yeah,
then.
Exactly. That was a bad
I don't think it's fair for us just to immediately say he's going to get hurt because he's going to keep running and not get down. You don't know that.
And that's a narrative that with the running quarterbacks in today, like Lamar and even Hurts now.
Yeah, the skinny runners.
Other guys like that if they run, they're going to get hurt.
Hurts ain't skinny.
What quarterback has had
He's
that
not
injury? I don't even know the last one that you can.
RG3. It was a freak injury.
But it was in the backfield escaping a sack.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was running downfield.
The narrative gets what those running quarterbacks play is. Tell me the last one that's won a Super Bowl. That's the narrative on that.
But we're not talking about a Super Bowl.
Right, but
we're talking about an NCAA championship.
I know, but what I'm saying, in an NCAA championship, even for that, I mean, your closest one would have been Marshall at Auburn, the Nick Marshall kid at Auburn, who almost took them that lost the national championship game.
I know who Nick Marshall is. I'm thinking about anybody more recent than that.
Other than that, no,
it's
all throwing quarterbacks. Think about it.
It's not.
So
it's
you
not.
So you
I'm
take out
Super Bowl
so Cam
or
Newton. You're
national
putting him in a different category.
Yeah, think about it.
Cam Newton don't count.
None of those
And
type
look,
quarterbacks. None of those type quarterbacks
And look,
win.
guys, to what Peyton is saying, and I don't want to go into a big, deep debate about this, but the game is more efficiently run by a pro-style quarterback.
Absolutely.
It's just like in basketball.
Yes.
How you have your efficiency score. It's like why Luka is not going to win you a title. I think the game is just efficiently run.
All right, then how about this? Let's put Garrett Nussmeier out there. He won't win 6 games. This year, he will not win 6 games. Daniels is good enough to win us a couple.
I agree.
I
agree.
Nussmeier's he's going to.
He's trash.
Yeah, but I thought we don't want him out there.
No, that's not.
That's what it's felt like we've been
took
saying for the past 10
we went
minutes.
down. No, we went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But no, Nuss's decision making is for poo-poo.
Nuss don't need to touch the field this year.
No.
At all.
If he can't complete 60% of his passes, I don't want him on the field.
No. Against Southern.
And 33. What? 2 picks against Southern?
2 picks.
And granted, he did have second and third string offensive line in front of him too. But
how much worse are they than the first string?
The first string don't do much better.
Did you see that one pick he threw rolling to his left?
Yeah.
And then.
Oh, that's a sin.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that I want him out there either. But I mean, Daniels, like I keep saying, Daniels he's gonna be fine. He's gonna win your game. We're gonna win probably 7, 8 games this year is what I hope.
And that's a good year.
And I've been saying that since
we didn't
summertime.
expect to win a championship for the next couple of years. Yeah.
And we're not going to win one next year either.
Yeah.
No.
I hate to tell people
year
that.
Year three.
With
you
Walker, don't have as much turnover as LSU had and win a championship.
There's no way. They cleaned house.
They cleaned house.
Orgeron, he won his second year. I guess it was second full year, wasn't it?
No, it was his.
It wasn't his second full year?
He took over. Well, he took over.
It was 2.5 technically. Yeah.
2.5 years.
So.
But he also had
inherited all kinds of good stuff.
Kept coaches. He had Aranda. I mean, it wasn't nowhere.
Coach O
I think
inherited
that
a decent program.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelly inherited the brand.
O
inherited the name.
Yeah. O inherited a talented roster.
That's what he got.
The reason Miles got fired in 2016 because that team should have made a run at that championship that year.
Kelly got the name and the facilities.
Yes. That was Leonard Fournette and all those guys
so
that year.
Let's not dive too deep into LSU, guys. We got a whole podcast for that tomorrow.
That is true. Y'all do have that.
Who else y'all want to talk about in the top 25 at least?
I mean, we were talking about Nebraska.
Scott Frost is fired. Josh texted, was it Saturday night? Josh says, Scott Frost will be fired on Monday. Josh was wrong. He was fired on Sunday.
Whoa. And guys, I know we talked about it before this pod, but Nebraska, I guess they were scared that he might actually win a couple of games because if they'd just waited to October 1st, they'd have saved $7.5 million.
That shows you how bad they wanted him.
How bad that alumni staff was on that AD.
And it also shows how deep their pockets are up there in Nebraska.
That's right. If they don't care about that $7.5 million, that's how bad they.
It was worth it.
And firing a Nebraska guy. I mean,
didn't he win a national championship with them as quarterback? Like he's supposed to be the savior. Like Jim Harbaugh was supposed to be the savior of Michigan.
And look, guys, we hated him when he came back to LSU 2 years ago. But Bo Pelini's probably looking pretty good right now. Still sitting back thinking, y'all fired me. I was winning y'all 10 ball games, and now look what's happened since.
I forgot Bo Pelini came back for like 8 games.
Well, he came back to play golf and hang out at the bars in Baton Rouge.
That was a year after the championship, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. We replaced David Aranda with Bo Pelini.
Speaking of Dave Aranda, they blew it in BYU the other night.
So I wish I fell asleep. What happened?
I didn't watch it.
Josh, did you see the end of that game?
I had the money on the over.
Did you, Clay?
Yeah. So
what happened?
It shouldn't have went to overtime. BYU had the ball down there. Did they miss a field goal?
Yeah, college kickers suck.
Yes.
Yeah, Ty said that BYU's kicker would not get lucky this weekend.
Oh no,
that's what he said.
But they ended up winning in overtime. But that was a good game. It was Pretty good game. Man, that wide receiver for BYU, what was his name? Chase Roberts. Man, he was good. You know what I'm talking about? The fella.
Yeah. Freshman.
Yeah,
That's
freshman.
That doesn't narrow it down. For
Freshman
BYU,
fella.
the fellas.
Yeah, he had 8 catches, 122, and a touchdown.
He didn't say Mormon fella. He just said fella.
Now he's like a 6'4" guy. I mean, and he's got some hands. He made some great catches.
And he also threw a touchdown.
He had 8 for 122 and a touchdown, and threw a touchdown to the quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a difference maker in the ball game.
I hate that because I like Aranda, and I kind of like to watch Baylor. I hate they lost that one though.
BYU's a good team.
Sucks.
Straight up.
Did y'all know their quarterback's from Evangel?
Oh, wow.
Who?
Yeah.
He's been there for. He's been starting.
Chapin.
He's been starting for the last couple of years.
He started like last year.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really good. But Evangel hasn't been good at football since.
Who is the last? Who is the last great quarterback to come
Michael
out of Evangel? Hey guys.
Anyone with the name Booty.
Yeah.
Who else?
That's it. The
Brock Berlin.
Durans.
That's right. Brock Berlin.
Berlin. That's what I'm thinking of.
The U.
Yeah.
Man.
The U.
Now everybody goes to Calvary.
He
over
made
there.
the Brock Berlin. I remember this. He got up in front of his church and announced that he was going there.
Wow.
So.
Bill faded off real bad right there. There's no way the microphone picked that up. He was fading off, and he was looking in the complete opposite direction of the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So send in your guesses to what I said.
Brock Berlin announced his college decision at a church.
Yeah, it is.
And he went to Miami.
Yeah, the Assembly of God Church.
They were not okay.
It's Assembly of God, though, Clay.
He went to Miami in the 90s.
Clay?
Everything okay there?
You good?
Yeah, everyone just started clapping.
Oh, are y'all getting the board? Are you finally getting the board, Clay?
Oh, our plane's about to be here.
Oh, Clay, we're going to do this while you're in the plane.
The plane landed.
No. Just stay on. We're going to do this while in the plane.
On the 9/11 episode.
Well, everybody's clapping as 9/11 and a plane landed.
Jesus.
Don't think anything like that, Clay. Good luck, bud.
It's my last episode.
Bill signing off.
Queen is in the building.
Speaking of the Queen, why do we care? Why do we care about the Queen in America?
Uh-oh.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Here we go, Clay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. God rest my mother's soul. She'd be crying her eyes out about that Queen dying.
And so would your grandmother. I mean, your great grandmother.
I mean, but why do we care? We're supposed to be anti-parliament. We are about a democracy.
Well, hold up.
The only people that in America care about this crap is middle-aged white women who are depressed with their lives. That is it.
Okay, so let me get started on
watch all that kind of crap. Watch The View on all that junk.
And why do we have to stop a professional golf tournament for a 96-year-old woman?
Nobody cares. She died of natural causes.
Okay.
She wasn't shot.
She had a long life.
I'm gonna get this in.
Bill has something to say.
Here I go.
She was a queen for 70
God.
years. Okay, 70 years.
Chance.
I'm sorry. I'm anti them.
First of all,
let's start a war.
We did.
We won.
We did. We won it. It's
over.
over.
The American Revolution?
Yeah.
All right, then why
American
do we care
Revolution.
about them?
Because we've been great allies with the UK ever since.
What are they
we bailed them out of World War II. They'd all be speaking German if it wasn't for us. Okay?
They'd be killed in Nazi Germany.
The French too. But no.
Bailed them out of World War I as well.
Hey, we're not going to be allies with them come Thanksgiving weekend. We're taking them on in the World Cup.
Amen.
Oh no, but
screw the Queen.
But I mean, she's been in that position since 1953.
Is that when she assumed the position?
Her father died, and she took it over. Yeah, she did.
That's how reverent I am about the crown. I don't give a crap. I don't care.
And she first of all, Parliament has nothing to do with. If you don't like Parliament, I don't like Parliament either. But but the Queen is all she does is call Parliament into session at the beginning of the year. But she's not elected. She's not
No, she was born into the family, which is so stupid. And this ain't the mafia.
Hey, a family of inbreds as well.
It's crazy that she was not even in line.
Royal families have a ton of interfamily breeding, and
all the Europeans.
Why they look weird
in the 1800s. If you know, you've heard of Queen Victoria?
Never heard of such.
Okay, well
what a throwback.
That was Queen Elizabeth's great grandmother, but all her kids went out and got married to all the other European. The Germans, the Russians, and all these. So yeah, that's where all the inbreeding came in. Because I think she was married to Queen Elizabeth was married to her second cousin.
Let me play devil's advocate on the royal family for a second though, and say that probably American politics could. We're not a political podcast, but we could probably benefit from having some figureheads win some popularity contests and then actually electing people who know what they're doing behind the scenes to actually do the crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
follow. This is a sports podcast.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just saying.
It's not a political
Why
podcast.
does she dying have to stop a professional golf tournament?
It's so irrelevant that I had to Google what the chain of command.
What golf tournament was it though?
Who's next?
Was it in America?
No,
it was in Europe.
Queen,
over
of course.
Well, okay.
She's the Duke of Sussex.
Okay, so let's get it back to sports.
We can't just stop and have a moment of silence and keep going. We have to stop the whole day.
Hey,
they went from a 72-hole tournament to a 54.
We're going to get it back to sports. Hey, Peyton, come on, come back around with me.
I thought you meant the U.S.
She was one of the biggest. She loves sports. Do y'all remember in 2012, the London Olympics? When James Bond came in and picked her up at the palace and took her by helicopter, and then she parachuted into the venue,
into Wembley Stadium, I think it was.
But that was really her in the video when James Bond comes in and gets her at Buckingham Palace. She really participated in that. Now she didn't jump out of the helicopter like they.
You know who did jump out of a freaking plane? Ronald Reagan did.
George Bush did too.
George Bush. There you go.
But this is one of the greatest. This is one of the greatest movie scenes here. I've got it up on the screen.
What is this, Bill?
This is a scene from Naked Gun.
Oh, who's that athlete in that picture?
Oh, well, that's Reggie Jackson.
Is he the only athlete in that movie?
No, a little bit after that, one of our favorites took a nasty spill in a wheelchair down the stands.
Well, that happened to be OJ?
It was OJ Simpson.
God, it was OJ Simpson.
Get the board.
Juice took a spill? He spilled the juice?
Oh, that's one of the greatest comedy. You don't remember that?
Man,
you haven't seen
He's
Naked
also
Gun?
a
but I was a
stuntman.
little
You didn't
guy.
know that?
He's a stuntman.
Wow.
Who would have thought the OJ connection tonight would have came from the Queen?
From Queen Elizabeth.
God rest her soul.
Because Bill
rest in
goes
peace.
Deep.
Yeah.
That's all we got to say.
Right,
She went deep into the game too, though. She was queen for 70 years.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
She was 90-something years old.
Yeah, that's
96.
impressive. But she took over when she was 26. That's my age.
No, 21.
No, they said 70. I said 70.
She was young.
She was young. I could be king right now.
53.
King of
That's
what?
crazy. I don't know.
King of the Dirty Boots podcast.
I can't think of nothing snarky right now to come back with. I'm not gonna lie. King
All right.
of Queens.
Wow. Let's move. What else do y'all want to talk about in college football yesterday?
Yeah,
guys, I missed a lot. I was trying to keep up.
Tennessee
but I
and
was
Pitt
busy.
was a good game.
I told you I was
Tennessee
close.
Yes.
Pitt was a really good game.
Yes.
What about Florida and Kentucky having two quarterbacks that aren't good at football but are going to be first round picks supposedly?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
They're supposed to be the two of the top four taken right after Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud.
And neither are good.
Well, you know why though? It's because it's the most important
More
position.
talent.
It's the most important position in football,
And everybody's just guessing.
Everybody's just guessing and hoping. Because if you don't have one, you're not going to win nothing in the NFL, and that's the only reason why they're there.
Yep.
To be
It's
honest,
so
with you.
stupid.
That's exactly why.
One reason is this guy on TV we're watching, Tom Brady. You might get lucky and way down the line and get the greatest quarterback of all time.
Anthony Richardson is a freak athlete. He's a phenomenal athlete. but he's
going to get hurt because he runs.
He didn't look like a quarterback to me, though. Like, he just doesn't really impress me at all.
He runs. Running back to me.
Which
he's just an athlete.
Which I mean, this was only his third career start in his career. So I mean, it's not like he's been starting.
Which yet again is so insane. Why everybody had him as the third one taken?
Because he's got arm talent.
You know, like it's so dumb, man.
He's got arm.
I hate Mel Kiper. That's so stupid.
You know who's got arm talent? That's that Lamar Jackson. I'll see him today.
Y'all know what Richardson's QBR was? Richardson's QBR? Take a guess.
48. Lower?
120.
Probably high.
3.8.
There we go.
3.8.
I thought you got. I'm thinking of passer rating that you get like
no,
47.6.
Is that his projected draft position? Like 3.8, just right around there.
Possibly. Hopefully, because I mean that means we got some more suckers, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Better for
us. I mean,
if they're taking Bryce Young top 2, then yeah, there's some suckers.
Well, who do you want him to take, Clay?
Not a quarterback. Why would you take one from Alabama or Ohio State? They've never been good. Just take Will Anderson, be happy, and at least get a pass rush.
Yeah, the problem is they don't want to pay that. I guess they don't want. If they're going to pay that much money, they want to at least pay it at a quarterback and hope that he hits. Is the only thing I can think.
NFL coaches are so cocky, man.
They are.
They're so freaking cocky. They're like, I can fix all of his problems.
Yeah.
I can fix him. I can make him great. You can't. He is what he is.
My God, if Dan Campbell says he can do it, I believe him.
Well, Dan Campbell came over and told me that. I believe him too.
Yeah. You got us one of those bobbleheads yet, Clay?
Dan Campbell bobblehead?
But I've seen some, who was it today? A.J. Brown. He was talking about the atmosphere in Detroit. He said, I couldn't hear the plays.
You love to see it.
He still had 150 yards. But.
Yeah. Well, as long as you've been sitting in that airport, you had time to fly up, get a bobblehead, and fly back to meet your party. You'd probably be home now, actually.
No, about 12. Chance, I guess half jokingly said, y'all should just drive.
I did. I
we would have been home, but we wouldn't have had our car that's in Dallas. So. Yeah.
Oh well.
I did tell him to.
But you'd have driven a new car home, so.
But no, the Fording.
It could have been a good game.
So.
And can we give a shout out to Stoops at Kentucky?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude walked into a freaking
turned around.
Turned that program.
Walks into a basketball school.
That
and makes him a football school.
That
doesn't care one bit. Nope.
And he has turned that program around, man. It's not one of those wins, those teams you see come up on the schedule. That's a win, man. He has done a good job with that program.
And he done it at Florida.
Yeah,
that's even crazier.
And he's beat Florida the last 2 years. I want to say last year when they beat them, it was the first time in 15 years or something.
But anybody going into Florida and winning a game, that's tough.
At Swamp, no doubt. Absolutely.
We're going to have trouble this year.
So, Bill, you were at the Tech game, right?
I was at the Tech game.
Tell us about it, man. Tech.
How about them?
That was a 6-point spread, right?
How about them dogs?
6.5 point spread. They covered it with just a little to spare.
They covered it in the first play. First quarter? Easy.
Yeah. By the end of the first quarter, Stephen F. Austin they came up with one good drive and scored in the first quarter. And I swear, I thought the visiting athletic director suite was just going to blow the windows out. They were so excited, and then they pretty much shut up after that. But they were pretty excited.
Do you think he was surprised after that first drive, maybe because they were so bad? He didn't think they were going to do anything, and then they did. Or was he being cocky?
They were drinking, but that's probably a lot of it. But defensively, oh geez, I mean we had some really good plays, and I can't remember the guy's the kid's name. It's number 98. He's a redshirt freshman.
Bill, you got to look this up before your pod Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Prepare.
He actually got in the backfield. I think they were on about Stephen F. Austin was on about Tech's 30, and they were doing a fake reverse, and the quarterback is turning to. He was going to pitch it to the guy coming around, the end coming around, and number 98 for Tech basically took it out of his hand. I mean, he turned around to pitch it, and our DN was standing right there, and he took it.
Surprise!
And then the next series, somebody hit the quarterback. He fumbled, and that same guy, number 98, did a scoop and score. Went 30-something.
Smoke didn't put up
yards.
a whole lot of offense, huh?
He had a couple of good plays.
I lost all respect for Tech season the second I saw a highlight of us running swinging gate. At that moment, I said, I'm not going to watch a Tech game.
Why do you hate swinging gate so much?
Because I think back to high school football, only teams that ran swinging gate were bad teams. They were the horrible teams. And we tried running that
Jones
crap.
Raj doing that a couple times.
Yeah, listen to me.
And getting smoked on it.
My senior year, we practiced swinging gate. I went over to Coach Blankenship. He'll tell you this. I said, we must suck if we're running this. And he said, well, Chance, we're not that great. I said, I know. So,
shout out Coach Blank for keeping it 100.
One of the big bright spots for Tech was the running back Crosby. He 16 rushes, 196 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Dang,
that's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I'd say so.
12 yards a carry.
Yeah,
that's
and
not too shabby.
And we did, which one of the things we discussed on that podcast last week, saying that McNeil should start at quarterback, and he did. They brought Downing in for one series,
and it wasn't great.
He threw it about as well as he did against Missouri. But then something I don't understand, and I know we can probably get into it with Hoot about this Tuesday, but they brought Liddy in.
Liddy actually
for one series,
2 for 2 for 16.
That's
he
the
actually
kid
done
from
the best.
Shreveport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess just to get his feet wet for next year.
But I
I
know
games.
I know you got 4 games, but I would think, if you were going to do this, you could have popped him in there.
Got a whole more.
Yeah,
into
why
it.
not give him the half?
If you're going to throw one of the games away, let him.
Yeah,
make it worth it.
You're up like 38-7 at half. You can go ahead and get him in there, get him some quality snaps.
Well, if you look at McNeil's stats, they're not that great. He was 11 for 23, had an interception.
But what?
And against a terrible team,
197 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
But 11 for 23, that's
he's just got to be more consistent.
Yeah, and
probably
we're
better
talking
than what
about
Down
probably one of the
drops.
worst defenses in college.
Yeah,
and they were.
So we got some work to do at quarterback.
Hebert had another long. He had a 63-yard touchdown catch, and it's very similar to the way it was against Missouri.
Is that their tight end?
Yeah.
He
made the catch, and most
seems
of
like
it was his.
A playmaker.
You talking about?
Yeah.
Hebert.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Now I did see that play. That was awesome. He jumped. Is that the one did he jump that guy, or am I thinking of something else? Maybe that's another.
He jumped,
I've seen so much college football.
Well, Bill, is the Tech fan base, or are they Cumbie? Are they like the coach situation?
Are they coming for Cumbie?
I think
they're enjoying the hire there.
Yeah, and this was good for him. This being the first home game.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good crowd. I don't remember what the attendance. I hadn't actually seen
a lot come for Cumbie the other day.
Probably not as many as he'd like.
Didn't come out in loads like they would at Texas Tech.
Oh yeah, they really.
They didn't teched up, huh? No, a little emphasis on the up, but
yeah.
Hey, y'all started.
It was.
Y'all should finish it.
I don't even know
what intended.
I don't even know what they're talking about.
4 inches finishing. No.
Hey, so
got a 7-second delay on all this, so I can dump out.
So
screw all Louisiana stuff. Let's try to finish this soon, and then get into NFL so I can talk NFL by myself 2 minutes before I board this plane.
Well, that's the next pod, right?
Top 25, Josh. What moves were?
Clay's dying to talk NFL.
I know.
Well,
the best part is he can't do nothing about it because he's just stuck in an airport in Orlando. We can control this. He's not behind the computer.
I'll say this. USC is going to be the first non-SEC team to win a championship.
And win. How many years?
A decade?
Next year.
Within 5, probably.
Yeah.
USC?
I hate it.
Dude, they're freaking good, man.
My gut's telling me Lincoln won't be there in 5 years. I think he's bolted for the NFL.
I think he would have bolted from Oklahoma.
Now I
They
think
won a championship.
yeah, if he'd have won in Oklahoma, I think he'd already been gone. I think he's trying to win one, but I think in about year 3 or so, if he doesn't have one, it wouldn't surprise me if he don't bolt then, because I think he wants to dip in that NFL water. He just seems like that's what
I'm still shocked he didn't go this past year.
Well, hey, it'll be just in time for.
See what they offered him at USC.
That's
why he didn't go to the NFL.
The Seahawks are going to fire Pete Carroll anyway, so he can just come back to USC.
They gave him a mansion on top of his salary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Pete Carroll can just switch places.
Do y'all know how much money USC boosters have to have, though? I mean, my God,
it's dumb.
Well, and you walk on campus, it pretty much sells itself, I think, too.
I went.
I'm talking about the scenery.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. The area the stadium's in is not really don't just feel to me like a college atmosphere type.
But you're still in LA.
Oh yeah.
Well, the campus isn't either. The campus is in the middle of
one of the nicer ones.
It's
building. I mean, it's not really much of a campus.
It's not
what we think about.
It's in the middle of the city.
It's no LSU.
I remember watching them have to walk across the street to go to the practice field.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're on a college like down all these southern schools are campus.
But for California city folks, like a young O.J. Simpson who might have been visiting there, I'm sure it was a big thing for him.
The only thing about USC
target-friendly environment
is I want to see though if they're going to compete to win that championship, is if Lincoln's going to build that defense, especially that defensive line, like it takes to beat
SEC schools,
SEC type schools.
Yeah.
That would be my only. Yeah, he's going to be able to throw around the yard, score 40 points a game, but are they going to be able to stop somebody when it matters?
You got to have
and that's
line,
I guess
sure.
yeah. And he's never had it at Oklahoma, and now let's see if he can have it.
Speed
They got Tackett coming from Manny.
Oh yeah, the game changer.
And screw him and screw Manny.
He's on with that.
He's a little road
this
weary.
12-hour airport
jet
day
lag.
has not been good.
He's a little grouchy.
He is grouchy today. Yes,
he was supposed to be home by now.
So, Josh, do you want to talk the top 25 rankings real quick?
Yeah, we can. Georgia flip-flop with
Georgia's
Alabama.
the best
They're
team in the country.
One. Yeah, I think they proved that last week. Yeah. Alabama squeaks it off, so they stay at number 2.
Georgia might beat Bama by 30.
I hope, but I know it won't happen.
I don't
have all the confidence in Stinson.
No.
The top 5 after that stayed the same. Oklahoma come up to 7. USC,
Kentucky jumped
moved
big.
up. Kentucky's the big. They was a big jump, but they should have jumped.
They should have.
Yeah.
They should have.
They beat the team that made a big jump last week.
They were in number. They were at number 20. They're up to 9, which is a big jump.
Which is just crazy to think Kentucky's in the top 10.
And Arkansas jumped, and they should have. They played really good. Arkansas looked good.
Yeah,
Arkansas is a good team.
Because that Arkansas game, I kind of wavered back and forth, maybe jumping on that South Carolina line there because I was sitting like at 8.5, but glad I didn't.
They were at 16, jumped up to 10.
BYU moved a bunch of spots.
Yeah,
Utah did too.
Utah got mad.
Yeah,
they
wrong way.
Yeah, the wrong way.
Utah took the ringer out yesterday.
Yeah, there's been a lot of moves in the top 25 to be the second week of the season.
Yeah, well, it started last week. It was
it's been a whole.
But you really don't know where you was at for the first couple of weeks.
I think it kind of proves the point where you always hear a lot of them people saying they wish they wouldn't have a top 25 until about a month in, and that's probably more. That's probably what needs to happen.
Yeah.
How did Oregon squeak back in? That's poop. They played Eastern Washington.
Look at your. There's
nobody else.
Yeah, there's not a lot of schools.
The same reason Texas moved in with a loss.
Yeah,
that was the other thing we were going to talk about.
Give it to App State.
Man, Texas A&M took a dump, didn't they?
Well, App State lost week 1.
dropped 18 spots.
If App State wouldn't have lost week 1, they probably would have made it.
Oh, App State would be back. Yeah, they would definitely be probably around the 20 mark.
Who did they lose to week 1?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. That's the game where they scored 40 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I'm sitting there. Yeah, and
bad.
North Carolina scored like 60-something on them, and A&M barely could score 20 on them.
Yeah, give it to App State, though, man. They're always in these games.
Did y'all
like
see
that.
the videos of the road, of the fans?
And,
back
Boone?
Yeah, in North Carolina. Holy cow. It was like they were at the actual game. Like they just left the stadium there. Yeah. That's a cool little program up north there for sure.
Hey, Texas is losing this week to UTSA at home.
Oh, is that
a
a prediction?
Clay bold lock there prediction? Okay. Hey, how did
the spread is 13.5 somehow?
They don't have their quarterback.
Favor of Texas. That's not that they're not doing that, especially without the quarterback.
Because of you.
Tennessee jumped a big.
I don't see how Oregon gets back in.
I don't either with that
after
game.
You know, I don't. They didn't beat nobody. Eastern Washington.
Yeah, that's just a play to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State's number 8 again somehow. They'll lose probably to like Baylor. Yeah.
Texas A&M should have dropped out of the top 25.
You
after
want
that
to talk
loss.
about a douchebag of a coach? That dude.
Who?
Gundy.
Yeah.
You don't like Gundy?
No. You like him?
He's a grown man. He's 40.
Yeah.
He's like 50 now, but
Is he? Did he?
Is he still rocking the mullet?
Yeah, he still has it.
Well, one thing we know, if college football keeps going like it is, it's going to be a crazy year. Because,
Yes, it is.
And this top 25 is going to be bouncing around the whole year.
Well, and I wonder. And I was thinking about it last night after sitting there watching all those games. You know, everybody kind of had, and I thought of some sort it would with the transfer portal. I thought it's just going to make the teams better, the big boys.
Yeah.
But I'm not starting to wonder if it's not helping the group of 5 type schools.
I think it is because they're getting
they're
more
getting
transfers than the big schools.
They're getting all your backups from LSU's and Texas's of the world that weren't playing, and they just want to go play.
Which I think improves their team a ton.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it's actually helping the smaller schools more than it's really helping the bigger schools.
I agree.
So I think
the Air Force is receiving 19 votes.
Hey, triple option. Son.
But hey,
that's just a memory of 9/11.
What a week of college football that I honestly didn't see coming. But I mean, let's be real. Let's talk some NFL football. Let's wrap this pod up here.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
I like it.
It has been an excellent episode because I didn't know we'd get to talk more Albert Pujols. He's hit more bombs. UFC is full of drama, and college football was full of parody.
Always.
So plenty of material.
Yep.
But
So we're just
who dat
and chop on.
I guess
Go
we'll
Tigers.
blew it today.
Go
Go Dogs.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.